Hello and welcome back. I'm Claire. For anyone that's new here, this is all about my allotment journey as I take on my first year on the allotment. So I'm here today. I've got quite a few jobs to do. The weather's quite changeable. It's a bit blowy. Might rain, but for now we're okay. So let's get to it. Now, if you saw my last video, you'll see what happened to the sweet corn. So I planted it out. It was all lovely, strong and healthy. And then the next time I came back, quite a few of them had been destroyed. They'd been eaten by some kind of creature. I think it must have been a large animal, to be fair, because the snap tops, you can find an example like this one here, it was snapped right off, which was gutting. But to be fair, I think it was 4 I counted. So I bought some more. I bought some plug plants because it's a bit too late in the year to start from scratch. So that's all fine. So that's what we're going to do now. So here are the plug plants that I bought. So they're still quite small. They're not as big as some of mine. And there's 10 in here. So actually more than I need. But let's just replace the ones that I need to first of all. Now I did plant beans next to this as well. So I just need to be a bit careful. Get this out. Pull that. There we go. That's no good now. As you can see, they are quite small at the moment, but hopefully they should catch up with the others pretty quickly. Okay, bury that nice and deep so it's nice and secure. And the plan is to cover them again. So I did a kind of makeshift covering last time I was here because it was raining, so it wasn't ideal to sort it all out, and I didn't have any more netting with me at the time because I wasn't expecting to have to do it. So that's the pumpkin here as well. You can see it's looking a bit yellowy. I think I'll give it a feed next time I hit. It's flowering, so it's still growing, but yeah, it is looking a bit yellow and pale. So that one's fine. That one's, because they hadn't been in very long, they're quite easy to pull up as well. So make sure it's nice and deep. Push that in nice and just get rid of all the dead ones. They can go in the composter. So not a total waste. Not a total waste. That's all just a weed. We have one here. So if you saw the video where I planted these out the first time, they have to be in blocks. Sweet corn has to be in blocks because they cross-pollinate. Soil here is nice and wet as well because it's been raining quite a bit the last few days. That helps. So I don't know if you can see this one just here. It has bent over. I'm not sure whether that one's going to be okay or not, but what I will do is I'm going to leave it, maybe try and secure it, but I will leave that for another few days or a week just to check how it does. If it has died, I'll soon be able to tell. Okay. I netted the sweet corn back up because I'm not taking any chances. Still a bit of a temporary solution at the moment because I'm using bricks and 2 different types of netting, but hopefully it will do the job. Now it's time for cabbage take 2. So the cabbage was completely eaten. So again, I've bought some more plug plants. So let's clear out this bed. The worst job, I think, of any garden or allotment is weeding, definitely. And this time of year, it seems to be constant weeding. I found if you keep on top of it, it's the only way, just a little bit here and there. It's the only way to keep on top of it. Okay. And you're never going to get every single weed out either, or every single little bit. So just get as much as you can. Yeah, more there. Like I say, never ending, never ending. But we don't want to spend our whole time at the allotment today just weeding. Too many other things to do. So I only have 3, and actually I didn't buy these, I've just remembered. These were left over from last time, so I took them home and kept them growing at home. So we can just pop these 3 in for now. Oh, it's quite dry, that soil. Let's see. Nice big hole. Again, the soil's quite wet, which helps. So make sure that's nice and secured in there. Push down. Yeah, the slug wool pellets have got all mixed up in the soil, but that's fine. Again, set down nice. And I do have something else that I'm thinking could go in this bed. But let's get this in first. Now, what I'm going to have a go planting in this bed with the cabbage is some kohlrabi. I've never planted this before, I've never grown it before, but I saw it in the garden centre and I've been meaning to have a go. So I thought, why not? I'll just have a little bit of space here that I can use. So nothing lost, we have to try new things. Let's have a go. Now this needs to be 23 centimetres apart, so I'll probably only get 3 in here, but I should have room, or I will have room, to pop it in somewhere else as well. So all your crops don't all have to be in the same bed. In fact, it is good to have a mix, bit of biodiversity. Okay, let's do another one over here then. There should be fine. Do this one here. Go. And then, like I said, I'm going to net these up. I've bought some new net especially for this and anything else that needs netting up today. Let's see. I do have a sunflower. I'm not sure if you can see it on here. Just there we go. So I've got a sunflower that is growing up here. I'll secure that in a bit more in a minute, actually. So it'll grow up straight. Okay, let's see. Again, just backfill that. Make sure it's nice and secure. So it always looks lovely when you've weeded a bed and then planted new crops in. It's all nice and fresh. And let's just hope that these ones survive. Okay, let's net those up. So for my netting, I use these little poles and adapters that I bought online. Got them a few years ago now. They're great because then you can adapt them to whatever size you want and then they bend as well. So let's pop that there. Do one more. So I'm not going to make this one too big at the moment. I'm just going to use 3 of these adapters, or 3 of the poles. So really easy to use. And then I'll probably put one in the middle as well. I'm going to put one in the middle as well. Up there. Bend that over. Like so. Okay, let's get the net on. So the net is just a kind of thin mesh. There's quite a lot here, so I'll cut off what I need. Let's see. We need some pegs. Getting a bit low on pegs at the moment. Let's see what we can do. Okay, I found 2 pegs so far. I always seem to buy lots of pegs and I don't know what happens to them. They just disappear. I think they must just disappear into the soil. It's the only explanation. Right, let's make sure that's nice and covered. But if in doubt, use bricks. And I still have plenty of bricks left. There we go, so that bit's done. Got the scissors. Perfect. And then around this side, like that. And I just want to make sure this is going all the way down to the bottom because it's not quite the minute. So let's pull that over. Make sure that's good. Yeah, there we go. You can always tuck it around. You can't see that at the moment. That's fine. There we go. Looking good, looking good. Here it is all netted up. So I've had to use quite a few bricks. So I think I will get some more pegs. That's the sunflower. It's falling over. I might try and stake that up in a minute. So we've got the cabbage here and then the kohlrabi. I've staked up the sunflower, as you can see here. If you are staking up a sunflower, as in tying it to a pole to help it grow steady, you have to make sure that you leave a lot of room because the stems grow quite thick on a sunflower. So if that's too tight, you will restrict it. So what I'll do is I'll keep an eye on that, and as it's grown a bit bigger and gets a bit stronger, I will take the string off. This here is my flower bed near the front of the allotment. So it's just underneath some apple trees and in front of the fruit cage. And probably a month or so ago now, I planted in. I've got a foxglove there. Nice spreading plants, a few of the weeds coming through. I also planted a eucalyptus and a lavender and a rosemary. So it's herbs and flowers here. But what I want to do is just tidy this up a little bit and then also put some bark down to stop the weeds coming back. So let's do that. Now, I should say I forgot my tripod today, which is really annoying. So I'm going to apologise if some of these shots are not ideal. I'm just having to balance the camera on some plant pots. Right, okay, let's see how we're doing here. Also got some lupins right at the back there as well. They were already here. Which are lovely. And luckily the slugs don't appear to have got them because when I grow lupins at home, I always have to keep an eye out for the slugs and other pests. I've got like aphids on mine at home at the moment and I'm to spray them every day to try and get them off. Right, okay. These sticky weeds that get everywhere. And these ones that are really invasive, so you have to pull those off as much as you can. Because once you've got them, it's almost impossible to get rid of them. Got nettles at the back here as well. I have just stung myself, of course. Hazard of the job. Okay. Ow, another one. So if you really don't want to get sting, I would suggest long sleeve. tops. I just tend to put up with it and then put some cream on when I get home. That said, I've been stung about 3 times already, so I should probably be careful because I don't want too many stings. 1 or 2, fine, but get the hoe on the rest of the nettles at the back, I think. I also planted this one. This is a Ameria Maritime Select Rose. So we've got to make sure that's not covered as it was a minute ago. Needs a bit of deadheading as well. We can do that. So for me, having flowers at the allotment is important as well, even though they don't necessarily serve a purpose like the vegetables do. They're not edible, or most of them aren't. I just think they look nice. Okay. Now, I've cleared out a lot of space, even the rhubarb, which I'll show you in a minute. I didn't do that on camera. And now I'm going to put some bark down. So I'm just going to put it straight onto the soil. I've only got 1 bag, so I don't know how far it's going to go. But let's see. Okay, let's get the rake. So I just want a nice thin layer here. This will just help to keep the weeds down. It won't take them away completely, but it'll help stop them getting as big as they did over the spring. So there we go. That's that area all weeded out and the bark down. So it's gone up as far as eucalyptus. What I've also done is I've cleared all this area out as well. That's where the rhubarb was, and it was very overgrown there as well. So what I'll do is I'll work on that area next time, but at least it's all clear-ish. So this is the fruit cage. Now I really haven't done a lot in here so far, as you can probably see. I did do a big clear out back at Easter, I think it was, and I cleared all the floor. But since then, everything's just come back to life. So I inherited it as it is, with all these fruit bushes in them. Don't 100% know what they all are. I've put a few strawberries in, so I know what the strawberries are. The others, not so much. So I have been waiting just to see what happens with those. But I do think I need to start tackling this jungle next. Not necessarily today, but I just thought I'd show you inside so you can see the next big project. This bush here has grown so much over the last month or so. It's actually blocking the door, and it's starting to come out as well. If we have a look, so it is berries of some kind. I'm not entirely sure if it's raspberry. I do have some raspberries over here. There we go. So I think this is a different type of berry. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start tying it in a bit. Don't want to cut it back too much, but obviously I want to tame it a little bit, so I'm going to tie it back. So there we go. So I've tied it up quite a bit. I cut a little bit off, not too much. So it's looking a lot better. If you can see, now I've got a path to get out as well. So I wasn't able to film myself doing it because, again, no tripod. And there's nothing to lean on in here. You'd end up just seeing my legs. But yeah, happy with that. That's one little job done out of a lot more in here. I've trimmed the side of the fruit cage. So it did look like this at the back, which I haven't got to yet. But the front up to the door at least is nice and clear. So I'm going to leave it there for today. I've done quite a bit today, but I always find no matter how much I do, I look around and I still see everything that needs to be done. But I just need to tell myself that it takes a long time and it's hard work having an allotment. And it is only my first year taking it on, so whatever I do this year, it's a learning experience. It's also more than I did last year because I didn't have the allotment last year. So anything I get from the allotment this year is a success. And there are going to be failures and there are things that I've had to replant. But that's fine, that's all part of it. So I just need to keep reminding myself of that. So it's Saturday today. I'm hoping to come back on Wednesday, ideally with my tripod, and see what else I can get done then. Okay, see you soon.